You was mentioning just before we went live about lack of sleep. Well, you didn't sleep last night, was it?
Night before.
Night before. I'm having a drama sleep, but this is about you for the time being. So let's talk about you first, and then I can weigh in. Any reasoning behind it, do you know, Joe?
Yeah, I got an arsehole for a dog.
It's interesting you say that, because actually it's my cat that's the issue. But go on. Diesel, your dog.
She sleeps in a basket next to my bed.
Right.
But occasionally he jumps onto the bed, rubs his nuts across your face.
You lucky git.
Jumps off again.
Oh, that's mint, that.
Or once a week.
Have you trained him to do that?
Took a while.
Yeah.
Also, he's well old.
Yeah, he's old.
So we are talking... I don't know, he goes like 12 hours sometimes when we're at work without having a wee, because there's no one to let him out. And he doesn't
I love the fact that
place.
he doesn't have a wee, though, when there's no one to let him out.
Yeah. Just doesn't just like lag up whatever.
Yeah. Because we do have dogs that do that.
But now at night...
Yeah.
I would say between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m.
Yeah.
7 wheeze.
Really?
Yeah, and now it started 1 a.m., 3 a.m.
You see, this is why me and you aren't sharing a room on tour, because I do your heading, because that's my routine.
Yeah, I think you don't get your prostate fingered, I think, Jay.
Well, I do it anyway, but yeah, you're right. No, it's a nightmare when pets wake you up, because it's, you know, it's your pet and that, and that's what they do, but it's like, what you're doing.
What's your cat doing?
My cat, right, it used to be dead routine. It had a routine, Ronnie, right, where he'd come in, because look, the thing about dogs like you, don't they? Dogs at least bother with you. Cats look genuinely infuriated that you exist. Like, it's like, just feed me and leave me the fuck alone. Like, that is the vibe you get from cats, innit?
That's ideal.
Yeah, it's like you open the door for the cat, says something, like meows at me, which is basically saying, fucking took your time, knobhead. Comes in, eats, and then either goes to sleep or goes out. Usually 10 o'clock, comes in, has a feed and goes out, which is fine. But now he started staying in at night and going out in the day, which is annoying. So I woke up the other day and meowing on my face. Got up, went and fed him, come back to bed, realised it's 4 a.m. Then an hour later, he's back in my face once letting out. I was like, Jesus wept. And then I'm up at 6 anyway, so it proper broke my sleep up. And then I've got to deal with the dog. So yeah, pets are just... The thing with my dog is, though, it's loving me dog. It's young, it's like, I didn't want a dog. I've been like, we're not getting a dog. But as you know, my missus lets me go to America every year on tour. And when I say she lets me go, she lets me go. I'm not one of them who goes, I fucking tell her, I'm going on tour with the lads. Deal with it, woman. No. I say, the lads are going on tour. Can I go? And she says, right, you can go. And what I like about that is, she don't mind him when we're away. She's not like messaging me and ringing me constantly, which should be fine because we've got 3 kids, and also I don't mind her ringing me, obviously. But she just lets me sort of do my own thing and then messages me now and again.
Sorry, one sec.
Go on.
Fuck's sake.
Sorry, we're boring you.
No.
Tales.
I'm getting dramas here off Ronaldo, like you've not put me in the squad.
Right. For a bit of context here, if you're new to the Brew, I don't envy you because it's carnage. When he says, I'm getting dramas here off Ronaldo because you've not put me in the squad, I'll explain what that sentence means because it seems outrageous if you don't know what's going on. Ronaldo Brown is part of Stretford Paddock FC. He's also part of the fan channel. He's also part of Stephen Howson's firm. So, Stretford Paddock FC... I've had a
trialist. And the trialist's name has gone in over Ronaldo's in the squad list as I've sent it. And I've sent it him and he's kicking off because he's not in the squad for tomorrow's match.
Can I give a little brief sort of overlay of Ronaldo Brown's footballing career then? Or maybe a little bit of a comparison, a juxtaposition. So at the age of 16... Ronaldo Brown...
Skull signed him.
Ronaldo Brown... allow me. At the age of 15, Ronaldo Brown and Trent Alexander-Arnold are in the same team at Liverpool, right? At the age of 16, Paul Scholes signs him for...
Oldham.
Oldham
made a massive deal out of it being called Ronaldo as well.
Yeah, it was in the papers. If you Google it, you'll see it in the papers. And then when he's approaching his peak years, he's getting dropped by Stephen Howson from Stretford Paddock FC. So,
but he's not, because he's actually starting.
Right, okay. So he is starting. I'm glad to hear that, because I do take a vested interest in Ronaldo Brown's footballing career.
He got mullered last week at like a thigh high.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely mullered.
Did he get up and get involved? Because your team stick together, don't they, when it kicks off?
Not as much as I'd like.
Really? Well, I think, to be fair, Stephen, some managers discourage kicking off. Some lead by example.
How can you do that, though?
Well, you can't do it. That ship sailed for you. Because you've spoken with your fists, to be honest with you. Like, you've literally been videoed clumping people on the touchline. You've Brian Cloughed it.
The best one,
to be honest,
is not filmed.
Right.
So the best one was playing Moston Brook.
Moston Brook's low block.
Yeah, they got a winger. He was a good player, actually, to be fair to him. Right winger. Decent.
Yeah.
Shit haircut, but he was a good winger. And ball's gone up for a throw-in, and he's just jabbed.
What, with his, like, literally, that's not a euphemism,
No,
he's punched?
He's punched our full-back in the back of the head.
Oh, right, okay.
And I've given him a bit of shit in that. He's only gone on game's gone on, whatever. He's gone and scored the winner.
Oh, God.
Down at this end here.
So the referee's not seeing this to take it, or is he shit it?
Possibly both.
Right, okay. Because sometimes in low league, referees will not see something because they can't be bothered with the drama.
Yeah, so we're playing at Flixton. There's a decent crowd
Valley
now.
Road. Know it well.
My assistant for the day is Fabrice Muamba.
Right, do you know what? If this is any other scenario, you'd go, it's obviously someone that looks like Fabrice Muamba, or has the name Fabrice, or maybe even the surname Muamba, or has had a heart condition, but it's literally the former Bolton and Arsenal player Fabrice Muamba.
You should have seen the speech.
Because he's been on here, hasn't he?
Yeah, you should have seen the, his pre-match talk was ledge. He was absolutely brilliant. I'd love to have played for him.
Really?
Yeah, he was
What's he doing with himself now?
I think he's a coach at Bolton's under-18s.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
His pre-match was mega. Any of the lads that was in that change room would have been like, that was top.
Proper rallying call.
No, not even. It was the details. It was just good. It was just really,
was he
really good.
Slightly softly spoken? Or was he a bit more... Because when we had him on the Brew...
Very softly spoken, but no. His team talk was a bit more...
Kind of encourage you to listen more anyway. Because they say Busby was like, wasn't always shouty, was he? He was quite...
Yeah, he's got a bit of an accent going on, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Or a bit of a... Some of the words, where he pronounces them, like, it's quite difficult to hear.
Yeah.
But no, his pre-match was mint, like, really good. Loads of detail in it, like... Do you know when you're like, I'm just going to write all of that down?
Yeah.
Because that was class. I wish we'd have filmed it, actually. So anyway, yeah, second half, they've gone and scored the winner. Turns out to be the winner.
Bastards.
And this winger has come 45 yards down the touchline to try and celebrate in my face.
Right, okay.
Like I said, this one's not on camera, luckily.
Right.
So as he's come to celebrate in my face, like, what are you supposed to do? What do you do?
I'll be honest with you, Steve. I'm not that guy. If it's me, I'll probably give it a bit of mouth or just ignore it. Because last time I had a fight, I think United were literally reigning champions of England. So I'm a little bit different from you, and also, you know, I'm 10 stone piss wet through. What did you do?
Booted him. As he's at like full clip running, so he's gone 20 yard.
Right.
Like he's come, I've just gone, oh, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
I've one of them. He's slid on his face like 20 yard.
Oh, good. Well, good.
30-man brawl.
30 man, that's good, that, because
Like-
subs are involved, obviously.
Yeah, there's a random chick coming, getting involved. It's
Right.
gone right off.
Okay, good. And how did it end?
It dissipated.
Right.
I think is the word.
I think I might have seen some remnants of this online. I think there was...
There was. It
Before
was
and
filmed,
after, or
but
after
they
the
didn't get
aftermath.
filmed in the same
Yeah.
way as the other one did.
I have to say, this might be slightly off topic in terms of the actual situation happened, but what was that one where the game got abandoned? Because even though it calmed down, and I'm not casting aspersions on any of your players, but one of your players did what can only be described as a kung fu style kick as a tackle. Now,
that was Gav, that.
yeah, granted, after that happened and the kick-off, it then calmed down and was okay. But that challenge, randomly, in the middle of the pitch, was just, rah. Like, I remember watching that going, you know.
Gav's probably played over 1,000 games of football.
And he looked like a bit of a unit, Gav.
Oh, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he looked like if he did that to me, I'll just roll around the floor and moan a bit. I ain't jumping up going, who the fuck you think you're doing that to?
Gav was... Do you ever see that clip of Cantona when he's still playing in France, when he sort of jumps up and it's like a waist-high 2-footer that he just kadooches someone with? It was one of them.
Yeah.
On a centre-half.
I remember Cantona doing that similar thing. Not at Celtics Park, everyone's seen that. Against Norwich at Old Trafford one.
Yeah.
Randomly. Just randomly. Like, I just love that, Eric. See, this is back in the day. Some people, you didn't always see this unless you were there. Now and again, randomly, he'd do some crazy shit in the middle of like...
He'd throw balls.
Yeah, he'd just be like, why has he done that?
Yeah.
But a few of them, back in the early 90s especially, you used to get away with it, didn't you? Ian Wright used to like do it. Mark used to do it. Ian Wright used to do it, like punching people and all that. And Vinnie Jones, obviously, we tried to sort of stop Roy Keane having any children. Like, it all went on, didn't it? And like, it was almost like...
Yeah, so non-league, you still get that.
Yeah, so you get a bit... I don't mind that, within reason.
Yeah, so that one has gone right off. And I remember in the middle of it all kind of going off, I've turned around and Fabrice is just sitting there with his arms folded on the touchline. Almost like he was just waiting for it to restart.
I like that.
Unasked. Not mithered by it going off.
Yeah.
Not wanting to get involved. Just like...
I like that. You got to be pretty chill when you've been through what he's been through. I doubt very much you're going to get like proper, irate or
like
bothered.
He's good people.
Yeah, no, he is. And when he came on the Brew, he was great stuff. He was chatting. It was not long after we'd signed Christian Eriksen, so we got his take on that. Obviously, he could speak from experience as someone who'd been through what Christian Eriksen had been through, and it was really interesting. It was fascinating because what was he, 23 when he had his?
Good player as well.
Yeah, he was one of them. He was like, because people that need to remember as well, he was at Arsenal on loan at Bolton, so it wasn't like, not that Bolton back then were a Premier League club, I think.
European.
Yeah, but it was still like he was one of those where like this kid could end up at the very top level, and obviously when that happened, everyone thought, well, he's not going to live.
When those F2 freestylers, like Arsene Wenger came up to me and he was like, "You've got the best technique in the club."
Yeah.
Well, we've got like Fabregas, Thierry Henry, etc. They were all at this club at the same time. And Fabrice is on a podcast somewhere, and someone put that question to him, and he went, "I don't remember him."
I went for a stage, right, where that was that kid. Is it Jeremy Lynch?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I went through a stage, when you've never heard of someone, and then all of a sudden you hear about him constantly for about a week or a month. And it was like, I think Stephen Tries had done something with it on him. Geordie had done something on him.
When you say done something on him, you mean left a piece on him?
Yeah, well, I think there was just all this noise, and then he kicked off. I think he kicked off with Stephen Tries at some awards do or something. I kept saying like, there's Jeremy Lynch, and then who's that guy that's on everything? His dad used to be in Spandau Ballet. Thank you, Ronan Kemp. He, you've heard of Ronan Kemp? Is it Ronan or Roman? Roman, as in the Romans. Yeah. Ronan Kemp. You'll have heard of him. He does like. He's presenting like the Brits and everything. He's just on everything all the time, and he does radio. But he said he did a show with him where they filmed something, and the next segment was, that's good, but it's not quite Lionel Messi, and then it cut to Messi. And apparently he complained about that. I was like, can we do that again without the Lionel Messi line?
Why?
I think in his head it was as good as Lionel Messi.
Oh.
So you're lying when you said I'm not as good as Lionel Messi. I think that was the gist of the
F2
anecdote.
freestyles are interesting, man, because they're probably better technical with the football than Gary Neville ever was.
Yeah.
But that's the difference between, like, football's so much more. Like, you only have the ball for 3 minutes of a 9-minute game.
That's mad, that, innit?
Individually.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah.
So, what you do, I personally think the number one attribute of a footballer is actually communication. Which sounds mad, but like, well, yeah, if you can't drag a cement, does it matter if you can communicate? But I think that's taking it to like an extreme. If you're in an academy, you've got technique to a certain degree, right? There's going to be variance, but you've got, if you're in a football academy, you can play football.
Yeah.
What's differentiating those who are going to make it between those who end up as F2 freestylers? I think it's communication. And then tied into that is obviously things like game IQ, understanding.
There's one you always talk about, is it scanning?
Huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I guess you can easily be a freestyler. You can do 1,000 kick-ups. You can control it with everything, including the underside of your nutsack. Yeah. But if you're not checking your shoulder, you get carted from behind, what's the point?
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that is a useful trait. Like scanning, as you always call it.
Well, making decisions early, and that ties into, again, game IQ and making decisions early. If you pass me the ball, but I scanned 5 times beforehand, and I go, well, I've got 3 options there. Once this ball comes, once I have a look, I can pick one of those options. Whereas I wait until you give me the ball, then I have a look. Then I have to process who of them can I actually reach. Then I make my decision. Oh, he's marked, actually. Then I have to go to my plan B. Like,
Scholes was the master at it. Scholes was the master at it, wasn't he? Because if you look at Scholes, he wasn't the quickest, he wasn't the most physical.
Asthmatic,
short, like everything you wouldn't want from a footballer. Yet he was invariably the best player on the pitch because of his ability to just know what he was going to do once he got the ball straight away. He didn't need to decide when he got it, what am I going to do here, who's making runs. He already knew. So he could get that ball and within a second, and he had obviously the ability to put it on a sixpence. But that, and he used to always do that thing, didn't he?
Well, so the technical ability means cock all.
If you
can't make the decision of when
if you're
to send
dilly-dallying it. And, that was one of the criticisms of Paul Pogba at times when you played him deep. He'd spend too much time on the ball. He'd wait too long. He'd be sort of...
Yeah, technically, him and Paul Scholes could probably hit the same pass.
Yeah. Because
can he do it in that quarter of a second? Or he takes a second to do it where Paul Scholes has already sent it and then gone and supported him and actually got it back and then done it over, spread it over to the left-hand side.
That's it. That's the sort of the big difference there. I mean, some others, obviously.
I went down to Mick Clegg's lab. I love that he calls it a lab, not a gym.
Mick Clegg's lab. I love the Brew. You hear things like Fabrice Muamba was my assistant. I went down to Mick Clegg's lab.
So Mick Clegg's got a lab. Obviously, he used to be the power development coach at United while we were good.
Is he not at United anymore?
No.
Was it him that gave
Michael Clegg is.
What?
Michael Clegg is. Mick Clegg's his dad.
Thank you. I thought you were calling Michael Clegg Mick.
No.
Right. Because you're mates.
Mick is his dad.
Right.
Michael is still at United.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Clearing out.
But Mick was the power development coach.
Right.
I think Michael does more rehab. I think he's more involved with getting people back fit once they've been injured.
Okay.
Busy fella.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's like 24/7 night, innit? United.
Not out of work. So Mick was power development coach from about 2000 because he worked with Roy Keane on his rehab, and Roy Keane went, "He's fucking top. I want him working at United," and that's kind of how it got.
That's class, that, innit? That's proper like being almost like being scouted, innit?
Yeah.
Connor Nay.
Wait,
sorry, I thought you finished. Sorry,
no,
go on.
No.
Why would you have finished? You were halfway through. Go on. That's ridiculous.
He was there till about 2009-10, and we were pretty good in that little period of time. Anyway, so at his lab, he had this 3D TV. You put the goggles on, and there's like a box, and there's loads of basketballs, and they're all at different depths because it's 3D, so they can go up, down, left, right, but they also go backwards and forwards.
Okay, I like this.
And I think there was like 20 basketballs.
Yep.
All with a number on them, and you look at them, and then the number goes off, and they all move. And then they go, right, what's the order? 1 to 20.
Jesus Christ.
And you go, fucking what? And he goes, do the best that we ever had at this. 2 players, absolute head and shoulders, close to each other, but then it's like them 2, 50 foot of shit. Obviously, one of them is clearly Paul Scholes. Hence the story makes no sense. Yeah. And I'd be like, anyway, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's obviously Paul Scholes, but I'd be surprised if you can guess who the other player was. So it's in that era. But it's these 2 players. Nobody can fuck with them. Everybody else.
The obvious one to suggest would be Michael Paddock.
No.
But you've just said to me, you'd be amazed if you could guess who the other one is. So it's going to be someone that...
So of that ilk.
When you say of that ilk...
That team.
Right, I'm going to find some... Let's play a game where I just keep guessing until I get it right.
Okay.
Darren Fletcher.
No.
2009, did you say? 2010.
Well, that's when he left.
So I'm going to guess it's post...
Pretty sure this person was still in the team then.
So it's not Keano, he's gone by then. Ji-sung Park?
Ji-sung Park.
Bro, come on. What was that, my third guess?
Yeah, pretty good guessing.
And it wasn't the obvious one.
But isn't that interesting?
That is interesting because you think for something like that, you're going to be looking at who's your best player. And this is the thing I have with Ji-sung Park. And John Shin wanted to kill me when I said this. He did a video on it, and he was right to do it. Because... I like Ji-sung Park. Great player. Always turned up. Type of player that, you know what, it's a semi-final against Barcelona in the Champions League. He'll come in, do a job, and then won't make the squad for the final. Doesn't kick off. Great. But I think Ji-sung Park has been elevated somewhat post his career to... What rattled me a little bit was like this thing going round about if you could have one player from the Fergie era now, who would you have? And people were saying Ji-sung Park, and I'm like, what? Like... No. Like, he's good and a very good player and a bit of a legend and a bit of a cult hero, but you wouldn't have him over Scholes or Keane or Rude or Ronnie or Rooney.
No, but you would have him over every fucking player in the squad right now.
Yeah, of course you would. So...
Oh my God, could you imagine how good he'd be in this team?
Oh, he would. And I want to get this. I'm not criticising Jason Park, but this whole thing of like.
Basically, Jay hates Asia.
Yeah.
That's all I can hear.
You did me a favour there by making it Asia and not something else. So I was like, are we getting a bit giddy here with this? It's like the whole Michael Carrick was underrated thing. He wasn't anymore because every person you speak to will talk about Michael Carrick. The only reason Michael Carrick was underrated was he was underrated by England at the time. But everyone who's ever watched Michael Carrick and has half a brain knows that he was absolutely outstanding.
Even when he was retiring, he was still mint.
I still think that Michael Carrick could do a job, you know. Because it wasn't about mobility, was it, for him?
It would be now.
He read the game so well.
It would be.
I think, could he just get a runner next to him? Go on, you'd be all right. Do you know what I mean?
Jason Park?
Get prime Jason Park next to Michael Carrick now, if you could do that, even though it don't make any sense, then you'd be all right. No, I love Michael Carrick, but that's the thing, when people say, oh, he was underrated, I think we've got past that now because everybody talks about Michael Carrick, and it's like everyone talks about Jason Park, and then it gets overstated somewhat.
20 basketballs, and just be like, yep, that's where they are.
But you see that, though? That's a good point about Park. Someone like Jason Park, and I'm kind of contradicting what I was saying here, but he's not the obvious one, but he's so good that something like that, it just comes naturally to him. Whereas now, you know, we struggle with things like that because you've seen the troubles we have in midfield. You've seen the troubles we have all over the pitch with decision making, with reading the game at times. It's just non-existent. We're so reliant on the technical ability of certain players, especially someone like Bruno Fernandes or Ahmad, for example, who's technically amazing.
I'd love to know who's good at it now, and if it's someone well random. Like, actually, it's Martinez. And you're like, oh, wouldn't have thought.
Martinez would be a shout. I think Maynard would be a shout for something like that.
Don't know, because
I think this is about.
He comes across better when he's in the tight situations, and maybe that speaks to having vision, or
that's what I mean, though.
Or maybe it's unbelievable.
I think Martinez has a bit of that in him because when he receives the ball, no matter how much pressure he's under, he seems to be. And I think Maynard does a little bit of that. I think in those tight spaces, and I'm thinking that relates to that, unless I'm getting it completely wrong. But it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, because it's like
there's always been like Nani was unbelievable in tight spaces, but like didn't have the vision or technical ability to be able to play those passes.
He's another one as well, right? Nani's benefited so much from like YouTube and clips and social media. Nani's highlight reel, his show reel, it's like John O'Shea levels of that's the best player I've ever seen in my life.
Do you know it's a good job we didn't really do YouTube while Nani was at his peak? Because if you think I don't like Ashley Young,
yeah, we'd have been cancelled, I think, because we'd have just lost our minds and it'd have just been like.
The problem we had is he's Portuguese and he's a winger, and we've just sold the best player in the world who happened to be Portuguese and a winger and come from the same club that he came from. So why isn't he not as good?
Yeah,
and that's a problem.
And the worst thing you can have with a player, like your criticism of Ashley Young, one of the sort of the not the get out of jail free cards, that's not the right saying. One of the reasons why you can sort of, I can defend Ashley Young or whatever, you don't think Ashley Young's that good. Yeah?
That's one way of saying it.
No, you don't though. You don't look at Ashley Young and go, he's amazing, he's got all this skill and he's just wasting it. You just think he wasn't good enough and he isn't good enough.
Oh yeah, but with Nani. What Nani couldn't do was do it next week.
Yeah. Nani could do something with the football.
Or in 20 minutes, actually.
And you'd go,
Nani will absolutely rinse you, beat 4 or 5 players, flash one, keeper's pulled a worldie of a save out, and you go, oh!
Yeah.
But the next 5 times he gets it, it's in Rosette.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. He was.
Let alone next week.
That's the true essence of being a frustrating player. When you have got bags of ability, you do it. You do score those goals.
Could do standing backflips.
Yeah. And then you will put it in Rosette, like C said. You will.
Or fall over your own feet. Yeah. Because that was the weird one with him. Because you knew he had the two-footed ability and acceleration to go around everybody. But sometimes he would just run at people and fall over, and you'd be like, oh, what are you doing?
My favourite one.
I'm so glad we're not on camera when we had Nani. Like, especially post Ronaldo Nani, when he was like, it's okay, I'll replace him.
Yeah. And do you remember that time he got Player of the Year by literally having something like 20 amazing games and 20 abysmal ones in the same season? Like, it was just
People
proper
are saying
like.
That's Bruno at the moment.
Yeah, well, but there was one where my favourite one was the Real Madrid game. I think it might be the one where he got sent off, which was a terrible decision, by the way. And he took a corner and he's G'ing up the crowd. Come on! And we're chasing, like, come on! And everyone's, I was members, yeah, come on! And I'm not lying to you, Stay. He took what can only be described as the worst corner I have ever seen in my entire life of watching Manchester United. He literally passed it to the Real Madrid
what
fullback, who then counter-attacked, and they nearly scored.
Because it clearly wasn't ability.
No.
What do you think stops? Because I saw something with Fergus, one of those long fucking hour sort of TED Talks that he does, when he's sort of sitting down, and it's one of those where you go, where was that? And you'd be like, oh, it was at Wrexham Uni in 2001, and you're like, why?
Yeah. Yeah.
I found one of them at some point on a kin rabbit hole at some point, and he's talking about this phrase of Fergie, the one thing you're not going to get with young players is consistency, but it was him sort of extrapolating on that to another level, and it was like him doing 20 minutes on what is a one-liner and why you don't get consistency and what you're supposed to do, and his cliff notes of it is just try and give them confidence. I don't think it was a confidence thing with Nani. Maybe I'm reading it wrong.
I can't imagine he suffered from lack of confidence. And sometimes players can, and attackers in particular, and people look at it. I think when you're suffering lack of confidence, people can misinterpret at times as you're lazy, you've got attitude issues. And sometimes it can be that. Sometimes it's like players can go in themselves, don't want the ball as much, play it backwards, and it's not because they're being lazy, it's because he
was brave on the ball.
He was. That's what I mean. He wasn't.
Like, so I don't understand. Like, so not just him, but like when you've got the levels to hit tens, because he could legitimately play a 10 out of 10, but he could also play a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
And most of the time he was like 4 or 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? Is that game IQ?
He just needed to play Arsenal every week, didn't he?
Yeah.
He turned up against Arsenal. Do you remember the 4-0 when he ran down the wing?
Balancing on his head.
But doing. Keep up, he's on his head, and then like eventually got took out, and Wenger was moaning about it after the game, like it was not very sporting. What, to just entertain the crowd and take the fucking piss? Yes, it is. Shut up. Like, he had that in him, and like people forget the Champions League final, like he scored his penalty, like came on
cold.
Yeah, like people almost just erase that from history.
Mate, it was those cutting in off the left hand side onto that right foot, the ones with
I remember
like Middlesbrough's. This is the big one.
There was the one where we beat the Scousers 3-0 when Mascherano got sent off and then wouldn't leave the pitch for about half an hour. And Nani came on. I think we were 2-0 up at the time, and he scored a great goal from like 25.
What was his worst goal he scored?
That's a good question. Do you know one of the worst ones? Well, it wasn't worse because the build up to it was amazing.
This is one where he's like, it's a ricochet inside the 6-yard box or something.
The one against Arsenal at the Emirates, where his skill was amazing, and he does that little trick where he almost scoops it up with the back heel. It's mental. But then it's going almost
across.
Is
this 2009?
It might be. And the keeper just flaps it into his goal. So the goal itself is shit, but the actual build-up is amazing. So it looks like a great goal. But if you watch it, how he scores it, it's going wide, but the keeper just goes, yeah.
Jay, I got a lot of issues with some of the goals we've scored.
Go on.
Because the one that really gets on my tits, because it is legitimately one of the greatest goals ever, but I think it is downgraded by a half grade, by a 0.5%, maybe like a 0.5, right? Because David Seaman dived out of the fucking way of it, Jay.
Are you talking about a certain Mr. Ryan Giggs?
Yeah.
Against Arsenal at
Villa Park. David Seaman does nothing, it hits him about there.
Yeah.
Instead, he does what can only be described as some Matrix shit and gets out of the way of the ball.
It's very Bend It Like Beckham-esque. Have you ever watched Bend It Like Beckham? The final goal, I'm still petitioning.
Investigate Seaman.
Match fixing in Bend It Like Beckham. What is she doing at the end?
Maybe
investigate Seaman.
David Seaman.
David Seaman, yeah. Thanks for clearing that up. Can I ask you something?
You just did.
Did you watch, by any chance, did you catch the England versus Sweden women's penalty shootout last night?
No, I didn't. What was I doing?
Take your time. I like silences on the Brew.
I'm trying to think what I was doing.
You have a think.
Do you know what I did? I didn't eat for 24 hours.
That's normal.
And then I got a Domino's. So I was in a bit of a...
Was it one of those... Did they have an offer on, like...
I was like, dough hole.
Minch Thursday, where it's like 2 for 1, but you end up spending about 80 quid?
I didn't set out to not eat for 24 hours.
Right.
I ended up with a fucking busy day yesterday. And then on the way home, I was thinking, I've got some chicken in the fridge. I'll get home. I'll smash that in. Job's a good one.
Love that.
Janine's like, meet me at Tesco. Now you've got to drag me around Tesco. I was just going under.
I get dragging me when I get asked to meet at the supermarket.
Yeah, around about the bread aisle, I was like, I'm ordering a Domino's, and I'm going to go meet you at home. And I left Janine in Tesco.
Really? You got away with that one? You get away with a lot, you mate. Once I'm meeting at the supermarket, I am not leaving that supermarket unless my missus is with me. That is not an option. There's no way on God's earth I can just duck out and say. It's like when you get in a fight with the lads, you can't just say, lads, I'll leave that to you, I'm getting off. It's like, no, if we're in Morrison's or Asda, we're in Morrison's and Asda till we leave together. Connor Nay says, Steve reminds me of Joe Mazzulla, the Boston Celtics coach. As an all-in psycho coach, look up Joe Mazzulla Escape Room and you'll get it. You're not though, are you?
No, like I am mega calm.
Yeah, you are. It's a bit of a misconception because there's these clips that have gone online. They might be AI of Steve like punching people and that. We're trying to get them taken down because we think they might be. But people have a misconception that Steve's an aggressive, shouty coach. He's not. I've watched Paddock a few times, and he's more likely to give you the carrot than the stick.
What's my guy called? The non-league coach that wears jeans that's just doing madness and like commercials at the moment. It's the fellow that's he's on the cover of the Arctic Monkeys thing. Steve Bracknell. That's it.
Steve Bracknell. Right. Okay.
I think people think that's what I'm like.
Was he crazy? Is he angry?
Have you never seen him?
No.
Oh, you're in for a right treat later today. Send Jay all the clips. They're funny.
Can we get a picture of Steve Bracknell up? Yeah. Doyle is welcome to the academy. Join the academy. We've got. I keep promising this, right? We've got a bit of a. It's a bit of a documentary coming out on the members section about Paddock. It's been 5 years of Paddock, so but we want to do it right. So we're going to bring it out next week. I think now. I think I might have seen this guy, Steve. Yeah, I have seen it. So, all right, yeah. Steve Bracknell. Yeah. Owen. Oh, right, sorry. I think this is in relation to Mbeumo. I'll talk about that in a bit because Scotty sent me a chant and I won't get Steve's thoughts on it.
I saw it.
Have you listened to it?
No.
I asked him, go on, we'll play it, right? I asked him to send it me because I didn't want to sing it.
I already blocked him, so.
I know you have. And he swore at the beginning, but I'm going to play this now. Right, hang on a minute.
Brian's a resurrection, Cunha is the light. When they both attack together, defences go to shite.
Can we have Steve single, please? This is a man who's been to war several times, and that has broken him. That chant. Can I just say, I've known Scotty for 20 years.
Why are we mates with him?
It's one, you have mates, you just mates with forever. That's me and Scotty. To be fair, he's done a lot worse, and we've both done a lot worse to each other and send each other chants like that, to be fair to the lad. Listen, I admire his gusto. I admire his bravado, his
bravery.
Bravery. That's the word I was looking for. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Send us your chant for Mbeumo. That was not as bad as the one I got sent from someone from the Stretford end group.
You send it me, I'll block you.
When I sent it out, I played it out on the news once. I think it was a delete one. It was genuinely the worst thing I'd ever heard, but so bad it was bad. Ben Prophet says, he's done one.
Just block him.
I don't know the tune to this. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, right. Boom, boom, boom. He comes from Cameroon. He'll win it all for Ruben forever. Right, I hate that. And I'm not even finishing it. And I don't care if it's super chat. You ain't got to read it out. For starters, you've done the Cardinals' sin of calling Manchester United Man U. So that's in the bin. And secondly, it's a poor effort. I'm sorry, Ben Prophet. Joshua Bowater says, Steve, are you in Atlanta for pre-season?
Yeah.
If so, you're a quick 1 hour flight to Nashville. Went for a stag do weekend a couple of years ago. You'd love it.
Yeah, Nashville is 1,000,000% on the we need to get there ASAP sort of list. It looks like it's one of the last great nights out on earth.
Nashville. Wasn't Hawk 2 at Nashville?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Nashville. Have you ever watched that full video? Because I'm weird, and I was like, what even is this? And then I ended up down a rabbit hole where there was like an hour-long video.
Doing fan cams outside clubs.
Yeah. Like, we stopped doing fan cams outside Old Trafford because we decided we're no more. It's dead. It's done. And now it's like a fan cam of...
Should have been speaking to salutes outside nightclubs in Nashville.
And to be fair, she's made far more money out of that than we could ever hope to make from anything we ever do for the rest of our lives.
Imagine Andy Tate, hot tour.
Just spit on that thing, innit? Oh no. That was horrible. Why did we say those things? Danny Shields, worth a shout for the Out Here Brothers for Mbeumo's chant. I think that was what that was. That
also, by the way, you fucking Americans are, I know you know this already, but you're off your fucking melons. It's just a short 1 hour flight. Dublin is a half an hour flight away.
Yeah.
But it's not a half an hour, is it? Because you don't just get to rock up to the airport and leave.
Yeah.
Like it's a Metrolink.
I know.
It's not how it works.
Yeah.
You got to book it. You got to get a taxi.
Paris is an hour, innit?
Is it?
Something like in a flight. I think so. Yeah. So, yes, I mean, but to be fair, to Americans, a short 1 hour flight is probably a short 1 hour flight.
Come on, man. Just like, yeah.
I need to go back to Texas,
Texas,
mate.
but like, yeah. By the way, also, and this isn't just because Laura's watching, these tours are graft.
Well said. Can we clip that up, please? No, I'm being deadly serious. I want that clipped up on all the socials. Tag me and tag my missus in it.
They're absolute graft. We've got a single day without something planned right now.
We're like the United squad in terms of days off. You think
I
they
think
get one?
we'll do more running.
Yeah. Yeah. And on our days off, Steve's got a healthy sort of schedule for us that involves running up mountains and back down again.
But hopefully it'll be every day as well.
You just need to make sure you keep yourself fit as well, man. Don't be like injuring yourself. Connor,
Who's more likely to get through this tour uninjured, me or Luke Shaw?
You. Well, don't be silly.
I'm going into it injured.
Have you met Luke Shaw? Have you seen him? Like, I know you've shared a gym with Luke Shaw, which must have been the most awkward moment ever, and I would love to have been a fly on the wall for that one.
You could have cut the silence.
Because I know,
your hand.
This is the thing when we go on tour. I might come across as rude when it comes to certain players, but we'll be around players and we'll meet them, and I'm not like that. He'll be like, dead like, I always admire Manchester United players. They play for the club. I always back them and all the rest of it. But you know there's players there that you've criticised, and you know that they've watched us, and that's when it gets awkward. And that's when it's like, am I going to go running over to Anthony and ask him for a high five? No. Because I've said he's not good enough for Manchester United for about every week for the last 18 months. So it feels a bit awkward. So when you're sat there in a gym with Luke Shaw, it must be awkward because I get, you know that vibe of he's probably seeing you. And also you've got a bigger platform than I have. You go on Reel's channel, whatever. He's probably seeing you saying...
The Harry Maguire ones were really, 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 really awkward. Because he was with a lot of people that we know pretty well.
Was it?
At every opportunity. Yeah, like right. There's players that'll come out of the way.
Bruno went and said hello to you, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was with Varane. Varane didn't have a clue. You could see it in his eyes. He's like no idea. Who the fuck is he? Which I got no dramas with whatsoever. But it's not awkward.
Yeah,
it's just normal. Whereas Harry Maguire couldn't look more awkward because he's like, oh shit, I'm here with this player who's cuddled me.
Yeah,
and I'm like, don't even say hello.
See, this is the thing, right? I was a bit like this when I went to the FA Cup final because I was next to Steve, and Steve obviously knew them all. Not you, Steve Marlett. He knew them all from he'd been at Old Trafford, so they were coming over and shaking his hand and that. And I was a bit like, do I shake their hand? Do you know? So I didn't. The only one I did was Harry Maguire. And the only reason I did, that sounds weird, because you think like all the Bruno and Marcus, all these players that are, were sort of amongst my favourites at the time, and Cobby obviously, was because when he went to shake Steve's hand, Steve was already shaking someone else's hand. So we had that awkward, like, it felt dead long, but it wasn't when I watched the video back. It was like a second, but you know where his hand was there, and he was waiting. So I just thought like, so I just shook his hand because I didn't want him to sort of be stood there like that, even though it was only a split second. So that was the only one I did, but I felt a bit like, is any of them going to go, you can fuck off. You said I was shit the other week. But I don't think we're that bad. I don't think we're OTT or nasty. And I stand by that. And I think if you look at the amount of videos we do and the amount of comments we make, we've said players aren't good enough. But do we ever cross the line?
I'm pretty close to Erasmus, I think.
Ah, yeah. Right, okay, that's fine. Yeah, yeah. I think I've seen a few comments where you go, is it becoming a bit of a thing? See, my attitude with that Rasmus is, I get the point, and I think if you put a gun to my head, is he good enough for Manchester United? Probably not. But I've seen him getting so much grief at the game and online that I'm sort of getting a bit defensive around him, because I'm like, this is getting terrible, and I feel for him, so I'm pivoting towards, I almost get me sort of United dad hat on, like, just leave the lad alone, even though I understand people's frustrations with a striker who looks like he's just shouldn't be playing for Manchester United. I get it. I just recently I've been sticking up for him a bit more.
I'm looking forward to the tour. And there's Reel's joining us.
Is that official? Exclusive?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
He's already done some stuff that's been on his socials, hasn't he? So he's he's coming on a couple of the matches. I believe there's some interviews lined up. I won't say who, just in case they don't get sorted out, but pretty sure he's got better sway than we have.
It's pretty mint, to be fair. Like what is planned, and obviously meeting up with Rio, you guys are mates. But it's always good to chat to him.
I've got a great question for that particular player.
I feel. Are we going at the pressers? Are we going if we get invited?
That's your realm. I just tag along.
Well, it's not. I say it's my realm. It's usually Macca that does the questionings.
Oh, yeah, but you're the one that books them.
Yeah, no, I've as far as I know, we're going to be there.
So on this, like people are like, oh, it's like you don't do fuck all. Like maybe do an 8-minute video for the entire day. Like, yeah, I know.
No.
And get now else done.
Yeah.
Because it's mental.
It is mental. And like you watch that video, like say you go to the open training session and you'll see us do an 8-minute video where it'll be 2 minutes of an Andre Onana interview, it'll be 4 minutes of the open training, it'll be 1 minute of you and Macca, it'll be 1 minute of me and Joe, it'll be 1 minute of, I don't know, just Ruud van Nistelrooy shaking everyone's hand or whatever. And you think, well,
I'm not going to get that away.
No, I missed that.
I don't know any of the staff.
I missed that. You all got to shake his hand, and as he was approaching...
It's only because I couldn't get my cock out.
I know. Well, I didn't even get that much because some guy came over to me and he got with me Achilles heel. He said, Jay, I'm 8 years sober. Just wanted to thank you.
Rude, mate.
That's me. I can't walk away and say, mate, I'm busy. Go away. I had to be like, oh, well done, bro. Give him a hug. And like we were chatting, and then I looked over, and you're all chatting with Ruud van Nistelrooy being he's busy, and I just burst into tears. And he was like, "You okay?" I was like, "Don't worry about it. It's fine. Well done on your 8 years." No, so I missed out on that, but it don't matter. I'll get him when he replaces Ruben Amorim.
I'm a year off Red Bull today.
Well done, bro.
Which isn't like
being off
the schnizzle, but
no,
it's a milestone.
You were listen. I say this story all the time, right? And you'll have seen recently on Twitter, the bat signal of Norwood went back up. A few people were going, remember this guy. Real ones remember the original Don. And it was Craig Norwood, because he used to be the tier 1 of the tier 1. And I remember getting a message off Craig Norwood. Breaking news. Just seen Steve Howson buying a Red Bull.
And it's tier 1, so you know it's real.
And I knew it was real. and I think about having messages saying, have you been buying a Red Bull? And you were like, oh yeah. No, but you were drinking a lot of Red Bull. Obviously, people have seen the effects. Not just stopping Red Bull, but the other stuff you've done as well has had on you. And it is amazing. And there's no reason not to feel proud, because when we were putting together the documentary, call it a documentary, it's just like a little video package on our 5-year anniversary for the members section.
Steve's fighting all of it.
But I never thought of you as big. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. And I can't say anything because the first brews with me and you.
Yeah, they're rough, aren't they?
Yeah, we look like two shut-ins. It's like me with that horrible beard, you looking like you're just huge, let's be honest. And we're both sat here like wearing clothes that we shouldn't be wearing as well. Both in small t-shirts, bizarrely. And I'm like, wow, did we really look like that? I never thought I looked like that, and I certainly didn't think Steve looked like that. It's weird. And obviously now you look a lot better. So well done a year, man, because you love the Red Bull, obviously.
So I found, I lost my passport, so I got a passport in 2021.
I'm glad you've said that you got it back.
No, I didn't. I had to order a new one. So before we went to Switzerland, I ordered a new one, and it came in about 3 or 4 days, which was lucky, because I think I ordered it with like, I hadn't seen my passport for a bit. Let me go and see if I can find my passport.
Yeah.
Couldn't, and like ripped the place upside down. Like, shit, we're going away in a couple of weeks.
Because you can't do the same day thing now, can you?
Not sure.
I think you can go there that day, but you don't get it that day. You can go to Liverpool.
But they post it.
Because you used to be able to go and get it the same day. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, so I did whatever express when it was, which I think was 7 days, and I got it. I think I got it in about 3. I was well shocked how fast it actually came.
That's lucky, that.
And obviously, happy days. I was a bit pissed off because I had a lot of stamps. Like I had like 1 free page in my.
You've been everywhere, haven't you, on that one?
It was a lot of like
was that the
little shuttles and stuff. That was
the,
jibbing back in and forward. And everywhere you go now, you get
America,
a stamp, don't you? Because of Brexit and that. So I found it this morning. My lost passport.
Where was it?
So that bag that I'm taking to America with us, I obviously hadn't used it for whatever, and my passport was in the side pouch on that. I was like, oh, but you want to see the fucking size of my dome? It's outrageous. And to the point where it had been like, I'm not sure if I'd have rocked up at passport control and gone, it's me that.
Do you know, when you look at it, I think that when I look at those videos, those early videos of, because there's one I think is peak Steve. When we're getting the most Steve for our money, is towards the end of Devils. It's not the beginning of Paddock. I think it's the last video, one of the last videos, because we did a Jadon Sancho thing a few months ago, and I said, find the old videos of full-time Devils days, because that's when he first got linked, and we were doing like the story of Jadon Sancho to United or whatever. And we found ones of you doing the old, probably transfer review or whatever, in front of the paper thing. And it was like 2019, and it was when we first linked with him. And you don't look like you. It doesn't look like a big version. It doesn't look like something completely fucking different. And the fact that is what 6 or 7 years ago, and you look far younger now as well, which is like, yeah, it's mad. It's like I was looking. I went for a scrum with my mates the other week. Went Nando's, and these are mates I've known since I was like 8. And I showed them a picture because we'd been doing this thing of me when we started this channel. And I went, look at that. And then one of them, who I've known him for 37 years, went, who the fuck's that? And I was like, it's me. He went, it's you. I remember you having a beard for starters, and that's you, because I was fucking huge. Because in lockdown as well, that didn't do us any favours, did it? Because you sat there, you're selling Red Bull probably constantly, eating all the time, and yes, you could go out for your run for a bit if you wanted, but it wasn't like you were spending all day out running. That's actually what got me out running, was the fact you could go out for an hour. So I started doing counts to 5k. Going to get in some super chats as well. I do want to get your thoughts, just because, have you done it on transfer review?
What?
On Mbeumo?
I'm breaking the news tomorrow on transfer review.
You're breaking it?
I'm breaking the news tomorrow.
Is he signing for us? Or you have to wait? Do we have to wait?
I'm breaking that.
All right, we'll wait. Exclusive. Stay on transfer review tomorrow, so you can get his thoughts on that. Also on his own channel, because
if it happens,
and I'll be honest with you, I get there's people in the chat and the comments, and I get we've put him on the thing. I'm just glad it's over. That's my thing, because
it's not yet. Got to pass a medical yet.
Don't start ruining it for me. Stay. I can't do any more. I can't. If he just give him a pass. Don't do a medical. Do what you used to do. Do you remember when like Paulin's failed his medical because Jim McGregor felt his groin and went,
And he went, oh, go on then.
Yeah.
Also,
what?
Allegedly.
Yeah, and then Fergie went, he failed his medical, didn't he? Because that's why Paulin's got in shit.
I'm pretty sure Steve Bruce failed his.
Yeah, and then Fergie went, what?
He was having a pie and pudding and chips and beef and gravy at the time. But...
And then Fergie went, you've played 100 games consecutively on rock hard pitches, you'll be fine. That's your medical now. Fergie's opinion, not what the doctors said.
Was he wrong?
No, he wasn't, because Steve Bruce literally played about 6 years consecutively.
Yeah, so they pied him. They actually said, no. I think it was his knee. I think it was a knee issue with Steve Bruce.
Yeah.
And then Fergie went, that's a lot of bollocks. He hasn't missed a game in 5 years.
That's what Fergie went off. Same with Ince. Ince was his groin. He said he felt his groin. The physio, and he went a bit stiff.
There's no algorithm there.
No.
There's nothing except data in Fergie's head. That guy don't miss it.
Yeah,
miss games.
that was it.
But when you look at like the Falcao signing or some of the other signings that we've had when they've been injured as fuck, and you go, Fergie wouldn't have signed him.
He wouldn't have. But Fergie's old school, and he goes off that thing that.
But in that mad, he's better than data.
Yeah, but it's logical though, isn't it? And you've seen those pictures, Steve. You were out, you was a kid at the time. It's like the fucking Battle of the Somme. It's just mud and concrete almost. You're like,
yeah,
what?
And then you go in the cliff and you'd be like, and this is where the elite athletes honed their fitness.
And you're like, bro, like you kick the ball and it just stops in a mound of just cabbage.
And what fitness were they doing? Burpees and pool.
Yeah, yeah. So they'd finish training at 12. They'd go out on a bender till 1 a.m. Then they'd get up the next day at 8 and they'd come back in at training.
No. Depending on what day it was. So Tuesday,
go on.
Sesh.
Yeah.
Wednesday, sesh.
Yeah.
Late start Thursday because of the sesh.
Yeah.
Go out Friday, train Friday.
Yeah.
Bit of 5-a-side before the game. Not serious.
Yeah.
Saturday, play the game. Sesh.
Yeah.
Sunday, recovery. Yeah, lying in bed after the sesh. That's your recovery. Monday, we go hard. And they would do like 14k runs and shit.
Yeah.
Like with Robbo at the front.
Yeah.
Tuesday, come in, bit of 5-a-side. Sesh, repeat. 5 years.
The training was mental, wasn't it? Like back in, like that's literally what it is. I know it sounds like
it's like, yeah. So they'd be like Monday, 14k run.
Yeah.
Tuesday, bit of 5-a-side.
Yeah.
It's like Wednesday, sesh. Thursday, late start, bit of 5-a-side. No, sorry. Thursday would have been actual match prep.
Yeah.
So they would have played probably like 9v9.
These are like the best.
They didn't have a squad to do 11v11.
No. The best ones of these are like the Ron Atkinson years, where it was like that was just 5-a-side, wasn't it?
Tell him how Ron used to pick his teams.
I'll tell you how he picked them. I won't tell you the words he used.
Bibs must have been expensive.
Yeah, he picked.
Do you have shirts and skins?
Let me put it this way: if
he did skins and skins.
Yeah, if me,
how are you going to tell them apart?
Ronnie,
Wait,
Steve and Joe were playing for Atkinson. Steve and Joe would be on the same team, and me and Ronnie would be on the same team. That's how he picked his teams.
It's not a game I can play at Paddock.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it'd be very one-sided, wouldn't it, with your team?
It's like Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm on my own again.
Yeah, well, it's just us against him. But yeah, that would be true for your team. But that's what Ron Atkinson used to do. He used to separate, just segregated in colour. So it's like Remy Moses, who else was there?
Danny
Wallace, maybe. No, this is before. So it'd been Remy Moses, Paul McGrath. I'm trying to think who else there would have been. Maybe.
It must have been 5-a-side as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Usually like rest of the world versus England and stuff
yeah,
like that.
But if you ever get a chance to see, or to read even, Paul McGrath's autobiography, which is amazing, by the way.
For me, it's the second greatest autobiography I've ever read. There's only Tyson's that's above it.
Right, fair enough. Yeah,
It's so good.
It's good. It's so dramatic and heartbreaking and heartwarming and everything. There's so much going on for Paul McGrath during his career and his life. But he talks about Ron Atkinson and how he separated the teams in 5-a-side and the words he used, and it is outrageous. It is genuine. You're like, oh right, why doesn't Ron Atkinson appear on the telly anymore? Now it all makes sense. Let's just put it that way. What time's your game tomorrow, Arkid?
We're playing Knutsford at 2, so if you're in I think it's East Cheshire area, innit? Like south of Manchester.
Yeah, man.
The weather's nice. Come and have a look. The funniest thing that they ever did on Fantasy Football League, by the way.
Go on.
You know, like people have their initials.
Yeah.
On their jumpers and stuff. Coaches and that. And I think it was just after Ron Atkinson had been done for his colourful language about Marcel Desailly.
Yeah.
And Frank Skinner goes, Ron Atkinson's been in hospital lately. He's had a cyst removed off his chest. So think about Ron Atkinson's initials.
All right. Yeah, I get it.
Brilliant. Genuinely, genius.
That is very good. Genius. Go and check out Stretford Paddock FC. He's on this channel tomorrow talking about Bryan Mbeumo for anyone.
Well, it's an exclusive, don't go away.
It's exclusive, so we'll let you know whether that deal
World exclusive.
World exclusive.
That I'm giving everybody tomorrow.
Yeah, so check that out. Also, Carl Anka, right? He came on the channel. I don't know why we had him on. He was barely on it. Do you know how long his podcast was? 90 minutes. What's that about? Laser.
Has he even spoke?
I know. So...
Why is he not coming on a tour?
I know.
Does he drink, Carl?
I think he does drink, but I don't know if he drinks to the levels that you lot do when you're all out. I worry about you lot taking Carl Anka out, to be honest with you. You're all right with Laurie because he's on it, but I think you might end up ruining Paul Carl.
I think Carl Anka would be a fucking blast.
I think Carl Anka is one of the best people ever. I think he's ace. He's so individual. I don't know anyone like him. He is his class.
I think a fucking night out with Carl would be fun.
We decided with Carl because we had him on the Brew and it was a waste. Because you were getting annoyed that we were doing modern football talk. He had his tactics board out and it didn't work as well as it could have done. It obviously works. It's still Carl and it's still Steve. But we were like, get you on where you can just talk about tactics. And we got him a proper tactics board and all that. And then we ended up talking about all sorts. And then the Mbeumo, well, not your exclusive, but other Mbeumo news broke while we were doing it. So it was all happening. It was amazing. Go and check out Steve's channel, Stephen Howson TV and Stretford Paddock FC. You know where to find me on this channel. Steve's going to be back tomorrow with that world exclusive about Bryan Mbeumo. World exclusive. So make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. We've got a preview coming up in a minute.
We've got a game tomorrow.
Of the Leeds game. So we've got a preview of that, me and Joseph. Also, we've got the Bumper Carl Anka podcast later on tonight. So it's all happening. So make sure you're subscribing. That's been Stephen Howson. I've been Jay Moore. This has been The Brew. Thanks for watching.